Introduction. Imagine unlocking the secrets to winning friends and influencing people in just 20 minutes. Sounds too good to be true, right? But what if I told you that the key to transforming your relationships, boosting your social skills, and becoming a magnet for opportunities isn't found in some fancy degree or years of practice? No, it's nestled in a book written nearly a century ago. Dale Carnegie's timeless principles are as relevant today as they were when first penned. And the best part? You don't need to change who you are to start using them. With a few simple tweaks, you can navigate social situations with the ease of a seasoned diplomat and turn everyday encounters into memorable connections. Think about it. Have you ever struggled to make a good impression, felt awkward in a room full of strangers, or wished you could persuade others without coming off as pushy? You're not alone. These are common challenges that even the most confident among us face. But what if you could flip the script? What if you could walk into any room and instantly connect with people or have others genuinely interested in what you have to say? That's the power of Carnegie's teachings. They offer counterintuitive strategies that go against the grain of conventional wisdom but deliver results that speak for themselves. So if you're ready to ditch the outdated notion that only certain people are born with the gift of gab and instead learn practical, actionable steps to enhance your influence and build lasting friendships, keep reading. This isn't just about making friends. It's about mastering the art of communication to enrich every aspect of your life. Let's dive in, shall we? Topic 1. Introduction to Friend Making. Making friends can sometimes feel like a walk in the park on a sunny day, while other times it's like trying to climb a steep, rocky mountain without the right gear. Some folks just have that natural knack for it. They walk into a room and suddenly everyone wants to be their friend. But for others, it's a bit of a struggle, like learning to ride a bike without training wheels. What Dale Carnegie did in his timeless book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, is he gave us a roadmap. This book isn't about faking your way into friendships or manipulating people to get what you want. No, it's about understanding the genuine, fundamental human need for connection and offering practical techniques to form those connections authentically. Now, you might wonder, why do some people have such an easy time making friends? The answer isn't always about charisma or being extroverted. Carnegie teaches us that it's more about the way you engage with people, the way you make them feel seen, heard, and valued. Think about the last time you felt truly understood. It felt good, right? That's exactly what this book is about. Making others feel that same way when they're around you. And guess what? The best part is you don't need to change who you are. You just need to tweak a few habits and perspectives to see a significant difference. And here's the kicker. Carnegie's approach isn't just for making friends. It's a toolkit for navigating all sorts of human interactions. Whether you're looking to connect more deeply with colleagues at work, get along better with your in-laws, or just have a smoother time in social situations, the principles in this book can guide you. And once you get the hang of them, you'll find yourself effortlessly moving from one meaningful connection to another as naturally as breathing. Ready to dive into the first set of principles and see how you can start transforming your relationships today? Let's keep going. Topic 2, Part 1, Fundamental Techniques in Handling People. Ever notice how criticism often gets people's defenses up? That's because, deep down, no one likes to be told they're wrong or at fault. Carnegie's first principle, avoid criticism, is all about understanding this natural human reaction. Instead of pointing fingers and placing blame, try to understand the reasons behind someone's actions. For instance, if a coworker misses a deadline, rather than criticizing, you could ask, what challenges did you face that caused this delay? This approach not only shows empathy, but also opens up a constructive dialogue, paving the way for improvement and cooperation. Moving on, let's talk about the power of genuine appreciation. Have you ever been praised in a way that felt more like flattery than sincerity? It doesn't feel great, does it? Carnegie emphasizes that genuine appreciation, unlike empty flattery, is powerful. It's about recognizing people's efforts and contributions in a way that feels authentic. Imagine telling a friend, I really admire how you always find the silver lining in tough situations. Instead of a vague, you're great. The former makes them feel truly valued and seen, fostering goodwill and a stronger bond. Finally, let's explore the art of arousing an eager want in others. This principle is like a magician pulling a rabbit out of a hat. It's all about making others feel that they genuinely want what you're offering. Think about it. Instead of convincing a child to eat vegetables by saying they're healthy, you could say, eating carrots might help you see in the dark like a superhero. By focusing on what they desire and framing your message accordingly, you're not just persuading, you're engaging them in a way that makes them enthusiastic participants in their own decisions. Curious about how these principles can make people like you more naturally? Let's dive into that next. Topic 3, Part 2, Ways to Make People Like You. Ever met someone who, after just a few minutes of conversation, made you feel like the most important person in the world? That's the magic of being genuinely interested in others. Carnegie's first principle in making people like you is simple: show a real interest in them. It's not about pretending or putting on an act. It's about being sincerely curious about their lives, passions, and stories. Next time you're at a gathering, instead of worrying about what to say next, focus on asking others about themselves, what they love, what excites them. You'll find that people warm up quickly to those who show a genuine interest in them. And let's not forget the power of a smile. It might sound cliché, but a simple smile is one of the most powerful tools in making a positive impression. When you smile, you're not just lifting the corners of your mouth, you're opening the door to trust and friendliness. Think about it. When you walk into a room, would you rather approach someone who looks stern or someone who's smiling warmly? A smile can be a silent hello, an unspoken gesture that says, I'm approachable and I'm happy to be here. So, next time you meet someone, remember to flash that sincere smile. It's often the first step to breaking down barriers and building a connection. Another key principle is remembering and using people's names. There's something profoundly personal about a name. It's often the sweetest sound in any language to the person who owns it. When you remember and use someone's name, you show that you care about them as an individual. It's a small gesture, but it makes a big impact. If you're worried about forgetting names, try repeating the person's name several times in the conversation or associating their name with something memorable about them. You'll find that making this effort strengthens your connections and helps you stand out as someone who truly values others. Ready to learn how being a good listener can further deepen these connections? Let's explore that next. Topic 4, Part 3, Winning Others to Your Way of Thinking. Navigating disagreements can feel like walking a tightrope. Carnegie's first principle here is to avoid arguments altogether, not because your ideas aren't worth fighting for, but because arguments often lead to stubbornness and resentment. Instead of clashing head-on, approach disagreements as opportunities to learn and grow. Picture yourself in a heated discussion with a friend. Instead of raising your voice, try saying, I see where you're coming from. Let's explore this further. This way, you're not just avoiding conflict, you're opening a door to understanding and mutual respect. Another key principle is to resist the urge to tell someone they're wrong outright. Remember, no one likes being told they're wrong. It can feel like an attack on their intelligence or beliefs. Rather than saying, you're mistaken, try a softer approach like, I see it differently, and here's why. This phrasing helps keep the conversation constructive and shows you're more interested in finding common ground than proving a point. It's a small shift in language that can make a big difference in how your message is received. Admitting mistakes quickly is another powerful technique. It takes a lot of courage to say, I was wrong, but doing so can disarm criticism and turn a potential conflict into an opportunity for camaraderie. Imagine you've made a blunder at work that affects your team. Instead of deflecting blame, a simple, I messed up and I'm ready to fix it, can earn you respect and foster a spirit of cooperation. By owning up to your mistakes, you show humility and a willingness to grow, which encourages others to do the same. Wondering how you can start conversations on a friendly note to set a positive tone? Let's dive into that next. Topic 5, Part 4, Leadership Principles. Leadership isn't about commanding from the front, it's about guiding from within the group. Carnegie emphasizes the importance of starting with praise when giving feedback. Imagine you're a manager addressing a team member who's been underperforming. Instead of diving straight into what's wrong, begin with something positive. I've noticed how dedicated you've been to getting things right, and that's commendable. This approach not only softens the blow of criticism, but also boosts morale, showing that you see and appreciate their efforts. It's a gentle yet effective way to guide others toward improvement. Another principle Carnegie highlights is the power of suggestion over direct command. Instead of barking orders, frame your requests as suggestions. What do you think about trying this approach? Or would you consider adjusting this to improve the outcome? This fosters a sense of collaboration and respects the other person's autonomy. It's about making people feel involved in the process, not just following directions. For example, if you're leading a project, invite input and encourage team members to take ownership of their roles. It transforms a simple task into a shared mission where everyone feels they have a stake in the outcome. Finally, protecting others' dignity during critiques is a cornerstone of effective leadership. No one enjoys being publicly shamed or humiliated. It's counterproductive and damages trust. If you need to address an issue, do it privately and constructively. A phrase like, "I believe in your potential, and here's how we can improve this together," not only preserves dignity, but also motivates them to do better. By treating people with respect, even when pointing out flaws, you build a stronger, more cohesive team that's willing to go the extra mile. Ready to see how all these leadership principles come together to create a positive atmosphere that inspires growth? Let's continue exploring. Conclusion. So there you have it, the timeless strategies to win friends and influence people, all wrapped up in actionable steps you can start using today. But here's the real question. Are you ready to put these principles into practice? Imagine what could change in your life if you began to genuinely appreciate those around you, listened more than you spoke, and approached disagreements with empathy rather than ego. Would your relationships deepen? Would your influence grow? The possibilities are endless when you decide to take control of how you connect with others. Think about your last challenging interaction. How might it have gone differently if you had used just one of these principles? Maybe you could have avoided an argument by understanding the other person's perspective, or built a stronger rapport by remembering their name and showing genuine interest. The power to change your social dynamics is in your hands. It's not about magic or manipulation. It's about respect, understanding, and a bit of wisdom. So why not take that first step today? What's the worst that could happen? You make a few more friends? And if you're hungry for more insights like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. We're here to help you master the art of communication, one video at a time. Let's keep growing together.